So you reached out to me like a couple weeks ago and said, do you want to do like a collab of sorts? And then do you want to talk about like the idea?
Sure. So I recently became like very obsessed with Drawfee. And like I don't really know why I haven't watched any of their videos before, but I like just discovered them and then like binged them like literally all of their videos in like a week. And I was like, oh, this is so fun. Um, and so I felt like I was feeling like inspired by some of the stupid challenges that they do. And so I was like, oh, this would be like fun to do with like someone else on Instagram. So yeah, I reached out. You were willing to do something stupid.
Always.
And so yeah.
Yeah.
And I think at the time that I had reached out, their most recent video was what we did, which was the Disney hero and villain kind of mashup. So yeah, so that's what we did.
I was totally down. I love Drawfee. I listen to them while I work. The four of them are just like
funny.
So funny, but also like so insanely talented. And just like on the spot. Like the stuff that they're able to come up with is so cool. We don't know who each other did, so I'm excited to see what you did. I think it'll be really funny if we did the same thing, because I feel like my choice was very gay. And that's like kind of what our normal Instagram stuff is centered around.
Our art niche is just gay.
But this was also kind of fun because I used to do a bunch of like Disney drawings. Like I feel like a bunch of my style comes from just drawing the princesses when I was growing up. And like being obsessed with Pocahontas.
As I feel like that's normal.
That's the gay experience. Cool. Do you want to go first?
I can go first.
Cool. How much time did you spend on it?
Oh my god, okay, so this took me 8 hours.
Work.
But I'm not really sure that that's like a lot longer than most. Like I'm really slow. So like most of my pieces take that long. And I almost never just sit down and finish a piece from start to finish in one sitting. Like usually it takes 3 or 4.
I just get bored.
Like stop. Yeah, I have to stop. And do something else and then come back to it.
Totally. And we've already talked about this. I don't know if I had hit record yet, but we both said that our time lapses are for some reason like 4.5 pixels. So.
Yes, yeah, definitely low quality time lapse. So I picked Mulan.
Oh, nice. Okay, we didn't choose the same one, so that's good.
Perfect. So I feel like Mulan is very gay.
Yes.
It's very like fuck gender norms. It's about drag.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm doing Shan Yu as basically in like Mulan drag.
Ooh, fun.
Which is like not very far out from what I normally do anyways on Instagram. So
that's the comfort zone.
Exactly. So I wanted this like sassy pose with his like muscles. And I'm trying this like fan thing because like Mulan has that little fan. He has like that little squiggly sword. So I like merged them into like one fan sword thing like Katana from Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
Dave.
Yeah, of course. Iconic character.
Yeah. And so his outfit is like a take on her like outfit when she goes to the matchmaker. But like with a fur stole because he's got those weird like fur things around him.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
I did his little falcon, but like merged it with Mushu. I had to redraw that fan because it was driving me crazy.
I mean, the pose, everything. I feel like even in just the sketch, you can tell exactly who you combined, which is a fear of mine, and I'll talk about it. But yeah, no, when you said Shang or not Shang, what's the evil guy's name?
Shan Yu.
Shang Yu in Mulan drag. That's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
Like to a T.
Yeah, and I mean, it's my favorite Disney movie, so
it's
I felt like
one.
this is obviously the one that I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. I haven't watched it in a while, so like just like kind of combining some different elements. I put like her comb in his head, but like topped it instead. Hers has like a flower on it, and I put that like weird doll thing that he has on it
Yeah.
instead.
Nice.
Yeah, and so here I just like I like to like make some of the lines like very thick and dark. So after I finish like lining everything, I go back and just like randomly thicken parts that I feel like should be darker.
Yeah, your ink is so clean too.
It takes a long time.
What brush do you use?
For the inking, it's just kind of I actually just switched brushes. So
Okay.
now this is just the technical pen that's part of Procreate.
Okay.
I played with the settings a little bit, but and so here's like my concern about this very washed out display because like Sean Yu's like whole color palette is very ugly and already like super washed out.
Yeah, it's a lot of
So
gray.
it's just like very like gray and yellow. So it's like Mulan's clothes, but his color palette, with her like geisha makeup or whatever it was.
Yeah, I love that you added that. It adds so
Yeah.
much. Yeah, I mean it's gray, but it fits like with the characters.
Yeah, he's a gray guy. Like literally his skin is gray.
Yeah, literally. Did you ever watch the live action one?
No.
I
And
didn't
I heard
either.
it was bad.
I also heard it was bad, which is why I avoided it, because this is such a good one.
Yeah.
But
So I couldn't touch it because I was like, I love Mulan and
yeah,
this is like there's like there's sequels, which I didn't know until like I was doing research for this, but there's like a Mulan 2 and like maybe a Mulan 3. And I'm like, what? When did that happen? I missed that.
yeah. So like my favorite, like I said, was Pocahontas, and there's a sequel. I mean, Pocahontas is already controversial, but I think they tried to like erase some of that, but they made it so much worse. At least I've been told. So I have not seen that one. But I totally understand. I don't want it to ruin the like how I hold that movie in my head, you know?
Yeah. We've already lost so much from our childhood.
That's so true. All the remakes. I mean, especially with Mulan, because that's like a beloved classic, but luckily I don't think they'll ever touch Pocahontas. Nor should they.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't.
But this is looking great.
Thank you. So this is like my like render process, which I've also been trying to change a little bit recently. So like I used to do like very, very blendy, and now I'm like trying to have like more like harder lines through it. Here's gonna be like a really long portion of me trying to figure out a background for this.
Nice.
I didn't want it just to be on a white background, so I kind of want like in the beginning of the movie they have that like montage of people like scaling the Great Wall and then like lighting all those fires. So
Yeah.
I thought like something like that in the back would be cool, but
Yeah.
like I don't really draw landscapey stuff, so I was like, let's give this a go.
Yeah, backgrounds are the bane of my existence.
Yeah, terrifying.
Yeah, but this looks good. This
Thank
definitely
you.
looks like what you described.
I think my main issue with it was that in this state right now, like it's really washed out and he's really washed out. So like I wanted to figure out a way to make it more contrasty. So like I made it a little thinner. I put darker lines in it, and at the end you'll see I adjusted the saturation and like value of it too to make it darker and more saturated than him, just to make it pop a little bit more.
Yeah, I definitely think it works.
I didn't do inking in my digital work for a long time because I am like very finicky, and so like if it takes me like a long time to like get a line like perfectly, I get like really frustrated with it. So I thought that line list would be easier for me, like just starting digital art.
Yeah.
But now like I feel like I found this like lining style which like kind of works for me because like it is like pretty clean, but like for areas where it's like really hard for me to get that perfect line, that's usually where I do like these more like sketchy, like
Yeah.
accent lines just to kind of like mask it a little. But I also feel like it gives like some energy and motion because like I find often that I really love how my sketch looks, and then
Yeah.
at the end I'm like, you've like lost a lot of what you liked about the sketch. So I feel like
Totally.
including some of those like lines in there kind of helps capture that a little.
Yeah, I definitely see that. I'm kind of like the opposite, where I hate my sketch with like a passion, but I'm like, I don't know, throughout the rendering process is when I'm like, oh, okay, this isn't garbage.
Yeah.
And you will see that in mine too. But this came out great. I love it. This could be a print, like easy.
You want to buy a print? Let me know.
Yeah, I have your Gaga one.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I feel like people on Instagram are also gonna love this, but you definitely nailed the combo.
Thank you.
Good job.
Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too because I haven't watched it yet.
How long did yours take?
I think mine was like 6 hours, so kind of close.
Yeah.
Okay, so I started in my sketchbook. I don't know if you can tell, but I did Mother Gothel and Rapunzel
Amazing.
from Tangled.
Mm-hmm.
I originally was going to do Ratcliffe and Pocahontas, but then I thought of like how fierce it would be to have this like really long-haired brunette version of Rapunzel who was like obsessed with her powers
Yes.
and like
yes.
surrounded by all the magical flowers. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, my sketching process, like I just said, I always hate my sketches, but it's really, I kind of just use it as a way to figure out the layout and the colors. And then because my style is lineless, I do a lot of like the tweaking of the shapes and figuring out like the perspective then.
Mm-hmm.
But so this is me just like planning out the colors.
Wow.
Sometimes I'll like dive right in
Yeah.
to doing it. But for this, I knew I mean, all of my stuff is purple and yellow on Instagram. So, and I always feel like I'm doing something new and original. But like this piece is very purple and yellow.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, what are we doing now? So yeah, just throwing down the flat colors. Like I said, this is like kind of when I figure out the shapes and the proportions and everything.
I love all the hair, like already.
Thanks. Yeah, that was my favorite. Hair is one of my favorite things to draw. I don't know why. I just think it's really fun to like shape and figure out all the shadows and stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to say it's like in the beginning of that movie when she's cleaning and everything. Her hair is kind of like all throughout like the rafters of the tower.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to mimic that, but like with really long wavy dark hair. Because I always thought I like never really draw blonde people. I don't know why. It was something that was pointed out to me, but I just like I love drawing brown hair.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was lame that Tangled, her hair gets cut and it turns brown and loses magic.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, why?
it
It
feels
looks good brown too.
Yeah, it feels not okay. But
I love this. The hair is so good.
thanks. So in doing this, I realized that by combining Mother Gothel and Rapunzel, I just drew Ursula as a human. Right? Doesn't she look like her?
You cracked it. Yeah. What's her name?
I
Vanessa?
think it's Vanessa, yeah. Because that's what Vanjie says her name was after.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, sure. But yeah. The flowers were the most annoying part to draw.
Yeah.
But I actually think I like the way that I finished them.
Yeah.
I didn't
They
want
look really good.
Thanks. Yeah, I love the glow, the little soft glow. It's bothering me how pixelated the time lapse is, but you'll see I added like a little fade transition so that you can see what the illustration actually looks like. Yeah, I mean, Tangled is one of those movies that I can watch like 4 trillion times. I think it's so good.
Yeah. It is. It's like the new classic Disney. Like started with Tangled, I feel.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. It's just like from an animation standpoint, it's really like visually pleasing, but also just the characters are so good. Okay, I think we're reaching the end. I added the little sun symbol.
I saw that. We love that.
Yeah, just a little Easter egg.
Do you usually draw, like start on like a physical piece of paper and then transition it over?
It depends.
Yeah, I love this. I love all the little like glowy effects of it.
Thanks.
It's so pretty. She's gorgeous.
Thanks. Yeah, I was not feeling her, but I was like, by this point you had already said that you were almost done, and I was like, Faye, I just have to I have to go with what I started. But I actually
No, it
do.
looks good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's pretty. I think it's kind of a good combination of like that Disney style mixed with like how I naturally draw, or I guess like what my style is, which like kind of is Disney-y, but it's more like, I don't know. I never know how to describe my stuff, like I said.
This is a good combination of the styles. I feel like I have a really hard time drawing in other styles. Like I will like start something and think that I'm like totally doing it in something like different than how I normally do it, and then at the end of it I look at it and I'm like
yeah,
this just looks like what I normally do.
Yeah, I feel that. But yeah, this is what I did. I'm pretty happy with it. Yes. I love the lighting, I love the colors, and yeah, I mean overall I think she's fun.
Yeah, no, I love this.
Thanks.
I also love that we definitely, like, both our girls are, like, definite drag queens.
Yes, 100%. They're performers. Like, they're about to get on stage. This is part of a number. She pulls
they're,
up
like,
the
the complete opposites. Yours is, like, a beauty queen, pageant girl.
True.
Mine's a big dancer.
Yeah,
body queen, but you know, we get on the same season and we learn to love each other through our differences.
Yeah, they have confessionals where they're like, I didn't understand her at first.
Yeah.
I'm starting to really like them. And then top two, they have the finale lip sync and they're crying with each other. Yeah.
Yes.
I love that for them. How do we want to close out the video? Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, links down below.
Links down. Ooh, yeah.
As the YouTubers say.
Get those links. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell.
All the above.